So first and foremost, all prayers and good vibes to Damar Hamlin and his family. What happened the other night in the game was a tragic freak accident. I don't think anybody's to blame. There was no foul play at all in that situation. Nobody did anything dirty. It was just an absolute freak accident. And for things to happen the way they did, where the guy took a hit hard enough to his chest where his heart stopped, he went into cardiac arrest, but luckily, staff was on hand to be able to provide the CPR and able to get him, to the hospital quick enough that he can, possibly have saved his life. I know he's still fighting for his life at this time. I don't want to comment too much on that, but I will say again, my thoughts and prayers, along with a lot of NFL players, fans, just people worldwide. They're sending all their prayers, all their good vibrations towards Damar Hamlin and his family. So that's first and foremost. And again, it's kind of hard to talk about a football game coming up this week, even though it's the Philadelphia Eagles. And you guys know how much I hate the Philadelphia Eagles, but my energy this week is a little bit off, and rightfully so. We just saw that people's lives, players' lives, are bigger than the game. So the energy this week is off. I can feel it on Twitter. I can feel it in social media. It's not quite the same as it was prior to Monday night. And I think a lot of people feel that. Some people might not. But again, if there's any team that can get me back in the groove of playing football, it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys know, I've said it in previous videos, how much I despise the Philadelphia Eagles. But here's the thing. I feel good this week because I know no matter what happens in this game, it does not affect what's going on with the New York Giants. The New York Giants are stamped, signed, sealed, and delivered into the playoffs. And right now it's looking like the Minnesota Vikings are going to be the wild card opponent. And again, right after the game, it was looking like the San Francisco 49ers were going to be the opponent. They won that game. Things switched up. Minnesota lost, and now the 49ers are in the number 2 spot, and the Minnesota Vikings are in the number 3 spot. So it's looking like the Minnesota Vikings, right now, if things stay the way they are going to be the opponent for wild card weekend. I'm good with that. We got some unfinished business in Minnesota. I hate losing games by a field goal, and I think that payback is in order when we go back to Minnesota wild card weekend. Okay, so now let's get back. Let me go ahead and get focused on this Philadelphia Eagles game. So there's a lot of things, a lot of storylines going into this game. First thing is, are the New York Giants going to play their starters? That's a legitimate question. Now, if I'm going to go with my heart, of course I want these starters to play, and I want to beat the Philadelphia Eagles badly. I want that get back from that game where they whooped us. Now, when I think with my head, I'm saying, okay, we need to rest our players for the playoffs because we need everybody healthy if we're going to make a playoff run. And I really do believe that we can make a playoff run. There's a lot of other content creators out there that believe the same thing. If we can get in this first round, well, we're already in the first round, but if we can beat the Minnesota Vikings, I think sky's the limit for the New York Giants. We're getting hot right now, and also we're getting healthy. That's another thing. And Daniel Jones is putting things together. Mike Kafka is putting things together. And right now, anything can happen. We got to take it to the dance, and anything can happen. All these guys that are in the playoffs, in my opinion, are beatable. The playoffs are our style of football. Running the ball, physical defense, that's what we do. Now, if you throw in Daniel Jones having a full command of this offense, and also Mike Kafka, seems like he's comfortable enough with opening up that playbook the last couple of weeks and letting Daniel Jones air it out, I think that's a promising thing. And again, I'm getting carried away. I'm not talking about the Philadelphia Eagles game like I should be. But again, I'm just so excited about the playoffs. It's been a long time. It's been a very, very long time. Now, another storyline is Jalen Hurts going to play? So Hurts is hurt. His shoulder is not looking too good. Now, I did see that they had videos of him throwing the ball. It didn't look fantastic, but it didn't look bad either. So is he going to play on Sunday? That's another question. And if he does play, how good is he going to be? Or are they going to even take that chance of him possibly getting hurt or re-injuring that shoulder because they're trying to, wrestle for that or keep that number 1 spot? So it's a lot of things that the Philadelphia Eagles have to think about. And I don't care. I really don't care. Because I want our edge rushers to hunt. So whether it's Gardner Minshew or Jalen Hurts, let's get after him. Hurt shoulder and all, this is football. You know what I mean? If he's good enough and cleared to go, then it is what it is when it comes to this defense getting after him. Same thing goes for Gardner Minshew. The rest of the team is going to be fine except for Lane Johnson. I believe he's hurt too, so I didn't get the storyline or update on Lane Johnson, but it doesn't look good for Lane Johnson playing this week either. And now I'm thinking about Azeez Ojulari, and I'm thinking about Kayvon Thibodeaux, and I like that matchup even more. I like it even more. So I already thought this game was going to be better than the first one. Because the team is playing better, offense and defense. Our team is playing better, but also after taking a whooping like that, from the Philadelphia Eagles, I think the players themselves want that get back. So I think the game is interesting in that aspect. Now, again, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we're going to play our guys. We don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to play. Lane Johnson looked like he's out. So the game might not even be as exciting as we think it's going to be, but still, it's an NFC East game, and no matter what's going on, these are hard-fought games, physical games. So I expect, with the guys that are playing, that it's still going to be a very, very physical game nonetheless. I do think, again, like the New York Giants, depending on how they play these guys, I do think that we have a chance at beating the Philadelphia Eagles. And what does that mean for the Philadelphia Eagles? They're trying to hold on to that number 1 seed. And if they lose this game and some other people win, they go from the number 1 seed to the 5th seed. So they have a lot riding on this game, way more than we had. Actually, 100% more than what we have riding on this game. Because like I said, we're not doing anything. This game does not affect our standings, positioning, anything. So with that being said, I'm down for whatever Brian Daboll decides to do. And after the game, he was saying that he wasn't going to rest players, but then you saw him in the interview on Monday. He kind of walked those comments back because he had time to think about how important this game is, and then, the best strategy for this team moving forward. Because again, it's not about the regular season anymore. When you have a clinch spot in the playoffs, you have to think ahead. I understand he takes it one day at a time, one game at a time, but you absolutely have to keep the playoffs in mind when you make this decision, Mr. Brian Daboll and coaching staff. So, as much as I want to be excited about this game, I already told you it's a weird week with the events that happened at the Monday Night Football game. What are they going to do with that game as well? So I'm just going to sit back, wait for these updates, see what happens, see what Roger Goodell plans on doing. And Roger Goodell absolutely should have come out and had some type of press conference addressing the issue or the decision that was made, or the delayed decision that was made on Monday, because a lot of people are talking about it should not have taken as long as it took for them to make the decision to call that game. Also, if it's true, reports are saying that the coaches made the decision for the teams not to play. It didn't come from the head office, which is also could be seen as an issue or a black eye, to the NFL. And trust me, the NFL doesn't need any more black eyes. There's enough criticism going along as it is. But again, this video wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be when I started. Once I hit that record button, I thought about all the issues that happened. I did think about our opponent. I did think about the scenarios. And, just this week is a weird week as far as emotionally. People are drained. Some people don't even want to talk about football, understandably so. But I love this game. I love this team. And I love to talk football, with you guys. And I feel very, very close to you guys, especially when the guys that do comment. I always reply to your comments, especially because you guys say some good things, in the comments. And I love to talk back and forth, especially talk football with a lot of you guys. You guys know who you are. There's a couple core guys that always comment, and I always respond, to you guys. But I want to thank you guys for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.